welcome to Saving Miller. Today we've got a very interesting project. I am going to make this a how-to video about how to turn a piece of furniture into a functioning vanity. So what we have here is an old 3-drawer dresser, and I'll give you a closer look at it in a minute. And it's made out of oak. The construction is pretty quality. And I really hate the modern vanities that are out there. They're just garbage. They're made of, manufactured lumber of various types. They don't hold up. Their expected lifespan is short of 5 years. And so I really like the idea of having a more solid piece of furniture to start with, and then putting a little work into it and making so that you have something, interesting and unique and actually very durable. So what we're going to do is go through the entire process. So to start with, I mentioned we have a 3-drawer vanity here, and we're going to leave those drawers in there so that it keeps looking the way that it does. So we're going to preserve the drawers. We're going to use a single faucet like this. I haven't decided exactly where I'm going to put it, but we're going to cut the holes in the top. And then what we have to do with the drawers is actually make a U shape in them so that they can accommodate the bowl here on the top. And then the second drawer is probably still going to have a bit of a U shape. It's going to have to be deep enough to accommodate the trap down there. And because of where the plumbing is located in the house, we're going to have to notch the back of the lower drawer as well in order to accommodate the trap. And so we're going to try to make this a good quality installation. We want it to function well for us, and we want to preserve the historic nature of this piece. So let's take a look at this. It's 42 inches wide, by the way, and it's almost impossible to find a 42-inch vanity. But they actually are a very nice size for a single sink because you can still have stuff on each side of the sink and have enough room. The 36 is very narrow. Now, also, this thing is 32 inches high right now. And so that's a little bit low for a standard vanity, which would be higher. But this is going in the hall bath, so the kids will be using it. And it's not too low for a normal adult, but keep that in mind if you're trying to buy a piece of furniture. Measure how high that thing is and make sure that you can live with what it is. So let's take a closer look at what we're working with here. So I'm not sure if the hardware is original or not. It may have been put on there by the person who antiqued it, but this is what got my attention, not the poorly functioning drawers. These pin dovetails on here, that is just amazing. And the construction of it, like all these sides, these are oak. Here you can see on the back of it, oak there. One of the things that's really important is that this thing is actually elevated slightly there, so you don't, if you have water on the floor, it's not going to rot the bottom out. So that's what we're starting with. The first thing we're going to want to do is locate the sink. So in this case, I want it centered the long way, and I need to keep it forward as far as we can to accommodate the faucet in the back. So what we need to do initially is find out what our overhang here is. And then I checked down below. We've got a 3/4 inch piece that runs across here. So that means that we can't have this thing out further than that. So that sets us up at 2 1/4. That's where the front edge of the sink can be. And so in this case, I don't have a template. And so I'm going to draw a circle around here very lightly. And then I'm going to have to draw another circle that is inset 3/8 of an inch. So the lip of the sink here can sit on that. Now I've got the center located. It's the center of the sink this way and the center of the cabinet this way. And so this thing, where I traced around it, is round. And we're going to give ourselves 3/8 of an inch. We're going to draw we're actually going to scratch a line here in a circle. We want to make sure that we can see this line because we're going to use the router to cut this out because for some reason I don't have a jigsaw. had one years ago. Quarter cable piece of junk, I think, and either it got stolen or misplaced or something, so I no longer have one. But the router is going to make a really nice job of this, whereas the jigsaw would tear it up a little bit. Test fit. Well, that's good, because if we would have screwed that up, that would not have been an easy thing to fix. Okay, so it's nice and snug. It looks like I may round off a couple of spots just to make so it sits flat, but it looks like that sink is fitting in there nicely. Okay, so we've got the sink in, very happy with that. And notice the drawer is still in, so that's really good, and that means that I have some flexibility. I'll only have to cut a small notch for the second drawer down, so I'm very happy about that. Next thing to do is to locate the faucet. Now the classic thing to do is to put it in the center, and I could do that here, but we actually would like it off center, and you know, if you have kids, it's actually easier for them to reach it. I mean, very slightly, but it'll be a little bit easier for them to reach it here. So I'm going to locate it here, and I'm going to cut the hole for it. Almost fell through that time. Yeah, this is some old oak, so it's pretty hard. Now we've got the hole for the faucet, so this is basically how it's going to look. Next thing we need to do is cut the opening in the back. So I've got that marked out. It's not real interesting. I'm going to use a circular saw to cut the majority of it, and then I'll finish the corners with the router. Okay, we've got the hole cut. Now if you're wondering why I don't push it up to the plumbing and cut smaller round holes, well, it's possible to do that, but I think this actually looks better in the long run. Since I have control over the wall, because this is my project, the wall behind it actually looks very nice, and we'll put trim rings on the plumbing and it's going to look great. The one tip, make sure you push those drawers back before you cut this, otherwise you'll cut the back of the drawers. So the drawers will not need to be notched quite this deeply, but we have to actually set it in place to mark where we're going to have to notch the drawers. So the next step is going to be getting this into location and checking out the plumbing and then marking the drawers. Now I will do the drawers in a second video, I think. So this is going to just be basically roughing in the main part of the furniture, and then we'll look at the drawers separately because they're going to take a little bit longer. Now with the sink in place, what we want to do for this top drawer is mark things so we know what we're working with. So first thing I did is took a marker and made a mark down there. Second thing to do here is take the tape measure and see what our height is. What is the distance between the bottom of the drawer and the bottom of the sink? So that'll tell us. So now if we take the sink out, we can see that right here's where the drain is going to be. So we've got to have a U in this shape. We can actually come that close because we don't have the trap here and we don't have any of the water supply lines there. So we can make a U-shaped cut here, And then the sides that come up here to support that can be 2 inches high. And we can simply build a U-shaped thing. I'm going to bring either the side all the way across. I think that's probably what I'll do. And put pocket screws into the front to help support this drawer, because of the way it's going to be shaped. It's going to need a bit of extra support there. Now, another thing to note is the faucet. So because we're offsetting the faucet, we're going to have to make so we've got clearance right here for that faucet to go down. There you can see the mark. So we're going to have to account for that. And then because of the bowl shape of the sink, I also made a mark there and there to indicate to me later on that I've got to stay, within that all the way over here, and then we can be full size. So now we can cut the drawer, and we can rough cut it kind of, and then do some fine tuning to figure out if it will fit into that space with the sink in place. The first thing I'm going to do is cut a hole on the center here. Now this is going to be a rough cut, and I'm going to build my drawer sides just back from this, and then we'll take the router around there and trim it up once we have those built. So this is just a fit cut basically to get us to a functional spot. Okay, now we can cut the rest of this out. In this case, I'm using a marker because this stuff is pretty rough. Basically a bandsaw cut. Now at this point the drawer has lost structural integrity, so I am going to carefully put a couple of brad nails in there just to hold things together. Now in order to accommodate the bowl shape of the drawer, I have to cut this extra part off the back so that it can slide past the drawer. Now you could round that if you want, but I don't have a template for the drawer, and I think that later on working with more of a geometric shape will actually be better. So this means that I can then put my 3/4 inch reinforcements right across there, and we're already at 2 inches as I had noted right here on the piece that I cut out. Now I've also located where the faucet is going to come down, and so because of the way this is coming out, I'm just going to square this off. I'm just going to take my circular saw, cut that square out, so then we'll have plenty of clearance for the faucet. Okay, now we have a moment of truth. We have our drawer rough cuts done, and we have our sink and faucet in place, so we can see what we're working with. We're going to do a test fit. On a project like this, test fitting is extremely important. Do this many times as you go along, and you'll be much more successful. So let's see. There you go. So we can take a look up in there. So our faucet's going to come down there. We've got room for our sink drain. I think that's going to work just great. As you can see, we are above the opening for the water supply here. So that drawer shape is going to be a little bit different depending on where the valves are. So there's the first drawer. Okay, now the vanity is sitting in its place in the bathroom. The top drawer is in. I put the sink and the faucet back in to help with test fitting. So now the next step is to fit and cut the bottom two drawers so that they're going to fit around the plumbing. So let's take a look at where we have to cut this one. Get low enough here, I'll be able to see okay. the back of the drawer is running into the water supply line right here. And so I went back and forth about this a little bit, but I'm going to cut this flush with the edge of the opening that we put in the back. So as you can see with that opening, we don't have to be exactly centered. We'll be able to accommodate that, but I'll cut the drawer to the opening. I think that's just going to work well, and it'll give us enough room on that side for the water supply lines from the faucet to come down. So even though these are offset a little bit, that's gonna help us out. And then for the bottom drawer here, I'm gonna have to actually get the trap and install it before I can determine how high, how low that thing goes, and determine where I can cut the bottom drawer off. So I want to leave as much as I can, but I think there's only going to be about 2 inches here in the middle. But I'll leave as much as I can on that one, and hopefully I won't have to modify it much. So I'm going to make my marks on this one and go and cut that notch out. And in this case, I should mention, I've got to come out far enough so that the drain line from the sink can come straight down. So I'm going to use the drawer above me to tell me where to cut that notch here. Okay, now since we've got everything roughed in, we can secure the cabinet to the wall. This is just like a traditional cabinet. This screw right there goes into a stud to secure it in place, so it's tight against the wall back there. The cutout for the plumbing is done, and so I've installed all the plumbing. That's a plumbing issue, so we'll just kind of skip that part of the instructional video, but you got to be able to hook up the faucet and so forth. So there's everything that's installed. The sink here has silicone caulk around it underneath there to seal that off so you don't get water in there. Now I'm sure you noticed a change here from what we had talked about. We talked about a stone top, but we discovered it would be quite expensive just to have somebody cut the piece of stone that we already have. And so we decided that it might be a more practical way to address this by sanding this down and putting a coat of polyurethane on to seal it off. We actually put 5 coats on here. I shouldn't say a coat. We also sealed everything here, and we sealed the drawers. We'll take a look at that in the next video where we look at finishing out those drawers. So the drawers are roughed out, the cabinet is installed, and this is the end of part 1. So you can see that looks quite nice. The wood will add some warmth here to the bathroom, where it contrasts the floor a little bit and the white walls. So we really like how that turned out. Everything is functional at this point, and I'll see you in the next video where I'll show you how to fix the drawers. Saving Miller out.